Okay. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. You don't know how to keep yourself occupied, do you? Oh, beer bear. Hey. Well, I would say I'm feeling better. Not 100%. This is literally my first day back on the bike. My last activity was Tuesday of last week. Yeah, essentially forced a rest week, which, you know, there's a couple of ways you can look at that. Hang on a second, I gotta take care of something real quick and then get started in here. There you go. I obviously have many years of racing experience, so I can look at it a couple of different ways because it's not the first time I've been in this position where I feel like I'm training for something and then you have a setback. Hang on, let me get a course up here really quick. Yeah, exactly, not 100%. I'm more or less going to kind of get a test of what the lungs are going to feel like today, because I still got a bit of a cough, it's a little bit of congestion going on still, you know. But, you know, it's not the first time I've been in a position of where you know, get sick in the middle of training, or a crash, or, you know, something comes up and then you're forced off the bike for a long period of time. So the view on that could be, okay, I lost a week of training because I really want to be better prepared for national championships in January. I lost a week of training. That's one way to look at it, but I don't want to look at it that way, because I've also been in this position where that forced rest week, which you talk about, you don't realize how much your body actually needs it. And like, even though your fitness and form may have dropped on all, you know, graphs, whether you're using WK04 or 05 now, it's updated to, and or if you use the Strava fitness form fatigue graph, you know, you drop on the scale, right? But a lot of times that drop creates a big bounce back. It's almost like looking at charts on the stock market where, you know, sometimes a big dip has a rapid recovery, you know. So trying to remain positive about it, because I've tried not to set myself up for any failures by setting unrealistic goals for national championships this year. Right, I literally haven't warmed up, so I know I'm only doing like 50 watts right now. I'll put on some watts here in a little bit. I did no stretching, nothing. I just came in here and just jumped on. So all right, let me get this screen turned around. Rest and gains, exactly. I believe in that, and like I said, I have experienced it so many times, so I'm trying not to look at it negatively in any way. Being off the bike a week, I do have, I guess the only expectation I have is to be a lot more competitive in my age category this year at nationals, which I think I was for the most part, with people that I know that I'm truly competitive against. And what I mean by that is that when you look at the age bracket of age 55, which is the bracket I'll be in, 55 to 60, I think, you're going to have a mix of people in that age bracket that are category 1 up to category 4. And while I'm a category 3, I truly can't compete against some of those 1s and 2s, so I have to look at, hey, there's certain people within that realm that I'm not truly going to be competitive against. So I generally always, right before racing time, when, you know, the roster is completely full and there's no more signups, I generally go through that list on the USA Cycling website, look at all the people, look at all their previous results, look at the people that are specifically in my category, and then I make a list of those people so that I can keep right, you know, in front of me. And that's generally how I approach that every year. All right, we're gonna keep slightly turning up the watts just a little bit, not a lot. Like I said, more than anything, I just want to get in here and try and sweat for an hour, which is exactly what I did last Tuesday when I could tell that, hey, something's not right, I might be getting sick. I had that same idea, hey, I'm not feeling well, get in here and at least sweat for an hour. And that was literally my last activity, and the next day, boom, it hit me. I was down and out for the count. Nothing I could do. I think it was like a 2-day period, like Thursday and Friday, of just pure hell. Like, I don't consider myself a person that has a lot of enemies, or any enemies really, But if I had enemies, I would not have wished any of that on my worst enemy. It just was absolutely miserable. Seems sick, yeah. And I agree with you. I'm kind of, I'm not going to call myself a complete germaphobe, but I've kind of always been cautious of that before it became a thing in 2020. Yeah, same here. I got COVID when it first came out, and really surprised me that I got it again. But I mean, it shouldn't, because I've kind of, I hate saying it this way, kind of embraced some of the practices more than I should have, I think. I still would put myself out there. But if you look at all the events that took place before I got sick, so like over the weekend, I was in Vegas with a lot of family at a wedding, around people, like shaking hands. And I'm not a handshaker, I'm really not. Like, even in the professional world, a lot of people in my company know that, like, hey, I don't really shake hands. So I was in Vegas, hanging around family, wedding, and then I did a couple of live streams. I did one live stream where I rode the double-decker bus, one of those deuce buses, up and down the strip. The bus, when I took the bus ride going north on the strip, wasn't so packed. But then the bus ride coming back south on the strip, that bus was packed. Then when I got home, I don't normally, I work from home, but I actually had to go into my local office here for the day on Monday, so I was around people. Again, shaking hands professionally on a professional basis, in, direct conversations, because there was like important meetings going on. So there was a lot of events that took place right before I got sick that who knows at what point I was potentially getting, sick. Or was exposed to something that my body didn't like. Insured hemp, yeah. There's one always in my truck, and I think I need to go replenish that. Yeah, it was a busy week last week, for sure. Or the week before, I should say. Because last week was, yeah. But, we'll get back on track here. Like I said, I don't really have high expectations for championships. Like, I don't believe I will podium, even though I podiumed last year. Now, keep in mind, podium in USA Cycling Championships means up to 5th place, okay? So I got 5th place in my bracket last year. So while most events, state championships, recognize up to 3rd and sometimes up to 5th, but mostly 3rd, all USA Cycling national events are out to 5th place. So I can say I podiumed and got a medal to prove that I did well. So I would like to repeat that performance, you know. I don't think, I won't allow my mind to think like the bottom line is, I'm not that good of a racer as I used to be. I'm just not. And there are many factors involved. Age, my lack of commitment to want to really train to those levels as I used to. Like trying to maintain a TSS or CTL score, however you look at it, of 650 plus, stretching out sometimes to 750 to 800 per week. That is commitment, that is time to quality training, and I just don't have that mentality anymore. Well, so far the 100 watts here is manageable. I'll probably pick it up just a little bit more. I don't feel some really heavy stress on the lungs just yet. And my goal isn't really to stress my lungs. It's just, you know, I just need some activity and just kind of get back to committing to hitting this every morning like I was on track for. I mean, if I was on track, this technically would be, instead of, what did I put down in the title? Number 4. This should be technically like number 9 or number 10 potentially, you know, depending where, if or where I took my rest day, you know. Still have to be employee, worker, family man, exactly. Take care of the babies, fur babies, yeah. Do a try or something. There you go. I'm on the same page with you right there. I wish that my life could be in a position of going to be a little bit more competitive, but it just doesn't fit my lifestyle anymore, you know? I could go there, if I really wanted to, I could go there, but since I started streaming, you know, more so the IRL, stuff that I do, the bike rides, which that's another thing I need to get back to. That has kind of changed my game and outlook on the enjoyment of the ride versus feeling like I have to focus on my numbers all the time. Now, has it taken away from my fitness? Potentially, yeah. Not entirely, but yes, it has. Because I do enjoy the IRL. I really do. I love coming up with new ways to put the equipment on my bike, depending what bike I'm riding, you know. Like, you know, I got a new setup for my racing bikes that I haven't even had a chance to test out yet. So I got a, you know, different setup for when I go walk around the neighborhood, when I go for a hike up in the mountains, or ride my e-bike, or now when I ride one of my racing bikes, I've gotten even a more compact setup now. and I haven't even had a chance to try it yet. You know? Is your daughter's ready? Yeah. And that obviously means, I would think, in more of like casual, enjoyable rides, right? Here comes that cough. I don't think I'm going to go too much above 100 watts right now because I can feel that cough. A balance bike. I think we'll get used to it this time. Oh, okay, I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I don't want to get it too active because I do have a few meetings today. So last thing I want to be doing is coughing all over my microphone and shit today. Yeah, I know what you mean now. It's been a minute. My kids are mostly grown up. 2 of them are moved out of the house, working jobs. My youngest one is in her sophomore year of high school. So it's been a minute since I've had to deal with, young ones and small bikes and everything else. On this whole idea of racing, I've been thinking about it a lot, probably over the last 3-4 years. And there's many times I've told myself I'm done, I've quit, I've reached what I wanted to reach. And have been just on this fence of like, do I want to do it anymore? Let's put it like this. I will never probably be at a national competitor level. Never. I don't think so. I think it's a bit unrealistic for me. If I would have maintained and kept in a certain path, possibly, if things and events change in my life that I could reverse and start that up again, possibly. But at this point, I felt like I achieved one of the main goals of why I got back into bicycle racing. And so what that means is I've got a state championship gold medal. It's not national, but it's a state championship. I've got a gold medal. I've got a kit that tells me I'm a New Mexico Criterium state champion for Masters 50 plus Cat 3-4. So I achieved a goal that took me a couple of years, several years to get there. Because The year that I got it, I had a couple of years prior where I made several attempts. And believe me, I got other medals. I have, anytime New Mexico State Championships would come up, there were always at least 3 events that I could sign up for because the way they broke the categories. So I could always race men 3-4. I could race Masters 35 plus. And I could race Masters 50 plus. So that was always 3 events that I could sign up for in state criterium championships. And like there were years where one year I walked away with 1 silver and 1 bronze. One year I walked away with 2 bronze and 1 silver. And kept thinking like, okay, am I gonna get that gold? And finally it happened in 2019, I got the gold. And so I felt like with the return to cycling in 2010, because that's when I returned. So I quit cycling at the age of 18 back in 1980, good golly, 88, I think. So I was a junior, racing junior Cat 3, Cat 2, back in 86 and 87. And quit the sport entirely in 88. Entirely quit, okay? Over that 22, 25 year span, had many things happen to me from, near-death experiences, overweight. In 2010, when I returned to cycling, I was 245 pounds. Doctor wanted to put me on blood pressure meds, high cholesterol meds, which I went on one of them. I can't remember which one. But I lasted a fucking week. A week on that shit, and I told the doc, get me off this stuff. I said, I will fix this myself. So I pulled out my old Schwinn Para Mountain bike that I acquired in the bike shops when I worked in bike shop years ago, and I started riding again. I quit drinking beer, not so much, I cut it back. By 2011, I had purchased just a basic racing bike, and I returned to the racing scene. And so my riding increased, my weight, I went from 240, 235, 220, 210, 200. I think it was by 2013, I was able to achieve a weight of 175 pounds, which was a bit unhealthy for me at that time. I had other factors going on, like a divorce and stuff like that. But I was also riding I was racing. That year was the year, my opportunity to finally win New Mexico Road Racing Series Championships, which it was through the racing series, through the racing season, from March to August, 7, 8, 9, 10 events, I can't remember, that all had specific points. 25 for me. 203. Yeah, okay, yeah. Glad the journey has worked out for you, because that's what light cycling has brought back to me. Wish I would have never quit, But in 2013, I won the New Mexico Road Race Championship Series. I never actually won a single event I think like on the crits, I podiumed, got second or third place. But all the road racing events, like either stayed in the top 5, top 10. And so it was really all about maintaining points through the season. And the final race of the season, my main competitor, I can't remember his name. I don't remember his name, but we were separated by 5 or 6 points, something like that. Very small. I mean, we're talking the difference of like second to like whether you finish third place or fifth place, 2 places, like how they spread the points out. And his team was helping him, my team was helping me, and there was one 2-man breakaway, which nobody got really overexcited about, especially those that were worried about like the series, the championship series. And so when it came down to it, it was pretty much a mass field sprint for third place and beyond. But I knew at the very end that I needed to finish 2 places in front of that guy to win the series. And I think I got him by like 5 places. And so I won the NMRS Series Championships in 2013. So again, I guess what I'm trying to drive at is the journey has been like making up for what I lost when I quit as a junior. And I jumped back in super unhealthy and essentially achieved gaining my life back, my fitness back, my competitive spirit back. And then since 2013, multiple podiums, state championship podiums, all the way to 2019. Finally, the gold medal in a state championship. So I feel like, hey, you know what? Maybe you're truly done racing. I don't know. It's been my struggle the last 3 years. (17 to 32). I think mine was about the same. From about 18 to when did I get back in? I think I was like 40. No, 40, 41. But it's all been fun though. That I can tell you. It has definitely been fun. I have no regrets on many of the things that happen around trying to achieve all that. Life goes on. Yeah, I agree. I think that's That's kind of the area that I think we need to be in. We mean, I'm talking about me and maybe yourself that has to believe that way now. I at least am thankful that, hold on, I gotta sneeze. Oh, come on. I'm at least thankful that I'm in a position that I can jump into a ESport national championship if I want to. I still have maintained that level of performance to jump in. Competitively, hey, it's not up here, but it's not down here either. I'm like somewhere here in the middle. And I think that's maybe just trying to stay convinced in my mind that that is the sweet spot for me now. You know, I did state road race championships here locally about a month ago, or maybe a month and a half ago. Oh, maybe it's 2 months ago now. And now granted, there's factors around why I was not ready for that. So first of all, they announced it with 1 month notice. It's like, come on. 1 month notice. How many people do you think, especially when our racing scene here in New Mexico is zilch? It literally fell off the radar after 2020. And all of a sudden they're like, hey, we're having a state championships in 1 month. Are you fucking kidding me? In 1 month? Hey, Majarki, yeah, hey, thanks for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. We're just BSing, racing, stuff like that right now. Yeah, same, okay, and Oregon did the same thing, yeah. So, the fast life, let's talk about this for a second. How many people you normally, for them, a state championship is something that you have on your list as an A level event that you spent an entire season of certain racing, certain types of racing and training and fitness to be dialed in for that A race. You know what I mean? And the whole year, I'm like live streaming my e-bike rides and, you know, enjoying bike riding because, hey, guess what? Racing season in New Mexico is dead again. You know, and I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong. Hey, I'm glad we had it. The point I'm trying to get to is it was eye-opening to me that how unprepared I was. Because people that in the past years that I have normally slaughtered in races, I struggled to keep up with. I struggled. Now granted, I went into the race 10 pounds heavier than I would like to have been. Again, there's just no time to prepare or think about it. And so, again, it just all comes down to that whole thing of, hey, maybe life is trying to tell me that, Angel, if y'all don't know my real name, Angel, maybe racing at this level is no longer your thing. which is why maybe I got sick for this whole last week and I'm trying to recover. Life is trying to tell me that, hey, you really need to slow down and just keep enjoying cycling and be happy with it. You can still jump into a competition. You know, I don't know. All those of you who are showing up, just if you're wondering, I'm going very, very slow today. I've been sick for an entire week. My last ride was last Tuesday, and so I'm just literally just in here spinning, trying to hopefully work some of this stuff up, sweat. So I'm not, don't laugh at my numbers up here, I'm just literally trying to recover here. The last 5% sharpness really hurts the rest of the life. Hang on. I don't have time to write that down, so I'm going to take a picture of it. Oh. That's pretty poignant. Because if I was to translate what it takes, like this thing that I was talking before some of you raiders showed up, this thing that I was talking about to maintain training stress scores of like 650, 750 a week. Because I am nowhere near that right now. I'm probably 250 to less than 400 a week, you know? But maybe it's that next 5%, you know? I don't know, I took a picture because I want to evaluate that statement. Because I know what it takes to be at that level, because I've been at that level. I know what it takes to compete at a state championship level, gold medal, podium medal level. You know, I'm not the only one that's been debating this whole thing in his head. I don't want to say his name. Many of you know him here from Zwift. And I've heard him kind of have this same conversation with me. And I get it. It's just, and the person, I don't want to say anything because he's not here in the room that I can tell, but I have a lot of respect for him. And in fact, I always refer to him as champ because he's earned that mark. He's earned that name. And I don't mean it derogatory or anything like that, or how some people would commonly, hey, champ. No, I say champ with a great deal of respect because he's achieved champ at a high level. But he has also had this same debate, as he has indicated with me on, hey Dimitri, thanks for the helping me with the shout out. And I get it. It's kind of hard once you've had the taste of competing at a high level, winning a championship, podium. You have a shelf full of bronze medals, silver medals, gold medals. It's a little hard to get that racing spirit out of your blood. Oh, God. Y'all bear with me. I'm going to be definitely, the next few rides are just going to be coming in here and doing simply this. Like right now, we'll call it zone 0.5, if you want to call it that. Just spin, sweat. I mean, look at my heart rate. It is way low, so I just need to get in here, sweat. Hopefully try to work this up without completely jacking up my lungs right now. And then we'll just slowly progress. We'll get up to the blue zone and hopefully get to the point where we're kind of back to doing some tempos for a full 90 minutes. We'll get there. We'll get back. Oh my God. But I don't know, I guess I could keep talking on and on about the subject, but I think I just have to settle more and more in my mind whether life is telling me, hey, you achieved your goals. Let's just enjoy it now. You know? Mr. Brian Kellison, I don't know if you were here. I was talking about you without really naming you. Much respect for you, and I kind of pointed out the fact that when I call you champ, it's not like how you normally kid around with someone and say, hey, champ. You know, I say champ with a great deal of respect. When I come in your channel and I say, hey, champ, or hey, see you, champ, or whatever, it's, for me, it's a high level of respect. Yeah. You know, there's not many people that can truly wear stars and stripes, and while I covet that and I would love to have that in my arsenal or belt of yeah, I think I do, Goof. I don't, you know, when I come in and give a hard time about steering dynamics, you know, that's me kind of pushing the window of like guys, it's going to take me a bit to work this cough out, or this stuff up in my lungs, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all, I do not wish COVID on anyone. Yeah, I've seen people come in and it's purposely pushing your buttons. But it's all ends up being really good banter as well. I don't consider myself someone that has enemies in life, but if I had an enemy, I would not wish COVID on my worst enemy. This is the second time I've gotten it, and it was like near the same experience where there was a 2-day period of I know shit just wanted to die. It's like, somebody just put me out of my misery, fucking kill me, because I can't stand this. And at least this time, this experience versus the first time I got it several years ago, I feel like my recovery is going to be faster. You still wear a mask indoors. I don't know if you're trolling me or if you're being legit on that. Are you? I think you're being serious. You're legit. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I don't go to those extents, but you know, I think I've said this before, that before a lot of the things that came out of COVID, like washing your hands and stuff like that, and I'm not really a public person anyways, you know, even though I work for a multi-billion-dollar company in a instructional capacity, corporate instructional capacity, and have to be in front of people all the time, I'm really a person that likes to be to myself. I don't like shaking hands. I wash my hands regularly. Before it was a thing. And so I rarely get sick. Rarely get sick. Because of those things that I do, you know? Yeah, I wouldn't say I am either. I'm cautious, probably like yourself. You're cautious, you know? Diligent is a good word, good choice. You know, and I get why you do it. It's like, you know, I think you know what it takes to compete at a high level. And that includes some of those measures to protect that. And unfortunately, because I have a mindset of like, I can't figure out whether I want to quit racing or not, I put myself in a situation that led up to why I was sick last week, you know? From going out to Vegas, being at my brother's wedding, and being around people that on my brother's fiance's side of the family that I have no idea who they are, shaking hands, all that, you know, to live streaming on the Deuce bus full of people, crowded, to even when I came back from Vegas, I had I do work from home, you know, 99.9% of the time, and I had to go in for an office meeting to meet somebody who was coming out of El Paso, Texas, and be face to face. And so, you know, all the guys in the building were happy to see me, so you're just shaking hands, talking to everybody, catching up, because they rarely see me in person anymore. You know, there's anywhere in that space could have led up to me not feeling well last Tuesday, which was the last time I was here, last time I was on Zwift, was that Tuesday, and I knew I was not feeling well. You haven't had it yet. That's pretty good. That's really good. I will say that one big difference between this time that I caught it and last time, which last time I have no idea how I caught it, because, I mean, I have an idea, but By then, I was locked down. Lockdowns were in. I was not going anywhere. I was already working remote, continued working remote. How I got it, I have no clue. Really, honestly, no clue. There was no exposure whatsoever. But that one there, the recovery process, no shit, took me up to 6 months. 6 months, like I would ride and I can tell something's just not right. So, hence the long COVID thing, right? But this time that it happened, I can tell you, I feel much better right now. Now, granted, this 52 minutes, I've been less than 120 watts. Yeah, I can't even say that I ever really lost my taste. Even this time around, I never lost my taste. It's like I made myself like beef stew and I was having ice cream here and there and I could taste it all, you know. What was I saying? Oh, I feel like the recovery is going to be much quicker this time around. Like I feel like if I really wanted to, I could start pushing that window of getting into zone 2, zone 3. Now I'm going to probably be coughing like hell. But I feel like the recovery is going to be at a normal state of like just after you've gotten sick with a regular cold or flu or whatever. But yeah, I still went through the miserable phase though of Nathan is let's see here. Hold on. Let's see, who are you guys talking about here? Let's see here. Oh, okay. You guys are, I see. I know what you're talking about. Look, okay. Gotcha. Masters? Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Overall, I think this morning I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, and that was get in here, spin, sweat. I didn't even turn my fans on. I didn't even turn the heater on in the gym because it's like a nice, very cool temp here because it's still getting pretty cold here in New Mexico. So I warmed up to a perfect temp, the perfect amount of drip on all my towels and everything. Yeah, man, Brian, I tell you what, it's like, and let me just say a couple things about that. When I achieved certain podiums like silver medals, golds, bronzes, and multiple state crits, I had a lot more going on in my life then than I do now, which is an interesting kind of facet to the whole thing. Like back then, 2015, 16, 17, even 19, when I finally got the gold, you know, I was heavily invested in what's going on in my career. Kids were in-house at the time, so taking care of kids. In the middle of construction projects when we were adding on to our house. I mean, there was so much more going on in life. Then, when I achieved high levels of wins and fitness goals, like maintaining stress scores of 750 to 800 a week. I don't have those same things in my life right now. Now, I have the same career, but I'm in a higher level position where doing less is still doing more because I'm more in a strategic position versus working in the weeds. But I don't have kids around the house anymore. I don't really have a lot of life complications right now. So can I commit to doing that again? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I can. But I guess the thing is, do I want to shift that balance between being able to jump in an esports championship if I want to and enjoy it and still enjoy IRL e-bike rides and IRL hikes up to the mountain, you know? Walking my dogs, do I want to complicate the lifestyle again to be at that level of performance again? Can I do it? Hell yeah. I have less interference in my life that would make it possible. Exactly. I think, Beer Bear, I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head of like what my mode of operation is right now. Even more than that, do tell, because guys, why I still think about this, I have no clue. I really have no clue. And I think part of it is maybe I would like to show up to an eSport championships and do a little bit more than, hey, just compete and pay attention to the people on the list that are specifically Cat 3, 4, and consider those my true competitors versus the whole age bracket, you know? Because when I jump in the race, I don't, exactly, that's another thing. Those are the things, Brian, that I don't want to do again. I remember those times. I remember those times of every meal planned, structured, how I'm going to get there, what my meal looks like right before, how my meals change right before race day, race weekend, and I just don't know I want to commit to all that again. All right, everyone. As much as I am enjoying this chat, my goal was to get back in here for an hour and hopefully work my way back up to my 90-minute sessions minimum. So I'm already going slightly over. I try to remember what time my first meeting of the day is. Hang on. Let me see here. Right now, I'm just trying to, like I said, spin, sweat. I don't want to say cough this junk up, but I definitely need to start working the lungs again here. Okay, that meeting I can let go. I've already missed it. That meeting, I'll jump in that one late. Next meeting, I'll be ready, good to go. Okay, I got 3 meetings. One of them is going on now. Build it back up. Find you want to enjoy it again. Yeah, that's going to be the constant debate of trying to put my finger on why I've been thinking this way the last 3 years. All right, y'all. I do got to get. I will, though, be back on. Like I said, trying to get in those 90-minute sessions. That's kind of my goal for eSport training is minimum 90-minute sessions, and eventually work in those old workouts that my coach gave me a few years ago. So I'll be pulling some of those up, which are all in 90-minute sessions. So we shall see y'all probably tonight on my, well, actually, no, I'll probably be gaming tonight, but now that Twitch allows multi-streaming, I'm now both on Twitch and my YouTube gaming at night. So we shall see you. Thanks everyone for hanging out for the chat. Oh yeah, that's what man, I don't want to stop talking about it now. They put out a little bit of information, but yeah, I know it's a 3-race Omnia, but they haven't really put out a whole lot of details on it yet. Like, I think we still have questions about verification process, right? The only info they put out was on the national team qualification, right? Or world championship qualification. That's it. They still don't have like course for recon. Yeah, I believe so too. Verification, it would be nice to know all those kind of things, but hey, we still got time, right? We got a month till the qualifying events start in December. Now, by December, they have to figure it out. Surely they can't have non-verification in those qualifying events. I wouldn't think so. I would hope not. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Maybe they will, I don't know. Who knows? I still have a lot of questions about that part, but it'd be nice to get some info and know a little bit more what's going on, but I'm sure they'll have it all dialed in. It'll be legit. Hey, there's going to be a little bit complaining here and there, but they definitely need to make sure that you have to verify who you are as an athlete before anybody on Zwift willy-nilly can just jump in and fudge their weight by 20 pounds, Or power profiles are incorrect. Which reminds me, that's another thing that I got to figure out. Somehow now I gotta not only recover, I plan to have another FTP file ready to submit, a little bit more current one. So I need to do another FTP test and make sure I'm above 280, 284, 286 is what I tested last a couple of months ago, which even then I think was low. I'm pretty sure I'm still up to the 295 range. Yeah, exactly. Pre and post verification, power files submitted, right? It'd be nice if they just pull the e-bio passport info. You know, you already got a track record. You already got a history. Yeah, they definitely do. All right, y'all. I definitely got to get off. So we shall see y'all. Take it easy, everyone. Oh, we will get back there. All right, we'll see y'all.